Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. It is championship week in college football, week 15. We have 4 current games going on right now. Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College Sportscast. John and I are here tonight on a Friday night. It's championship week. We're here to do a little bit of game day pick'ems, a little bit of big fuss with some college football playoff talk, and we'll even pick some basketball games over the weekend, John, a little bit here. But we're going to talk mainly about some college football and the championship week tonight. But before we get started, I do have a couple of things real quick. I do want to say, if you are with us on Facebook, please hit that subscribe. It's only 99 cents a month. We are trying to build that up currently, and we appreciate it. It's only 99 cents a month for you guys. You get your own subscribers page that you can post on. We do have a chat that we're trying to grow and get bigger as well. So we appreciate you if you would do that for us. And if you're on YouTube, man, we appreciate you guys as well. Just want to say we are still currently growing on YouTube. Like and subscribe. We appreciate you. And that goes for either platform. Like and subscribe. All right. One other quick thing real quick. I'm going to put this QR code up while we are talking tonight. This is going to be up on the screen. This is our Bet Us link with the Real Fresh channel. They will match 3 deposits up to 125% for you guys. We are going to talk college football here, and as we do, you can scan that code and match betting deposits. All right, John. We are here to have a little bit of fun with game day pick'ems and talk a little bit about the college football stuff that's going on. I'm going to get started tonight, though. There are 4 games currently going on. I think the first one that started tonight was the Conference USA game, Kennesaw State versus Jack State. And just want to ask you, John, for an update on this game.
Right now it's in the 4th quarter. There's 10 minutes left. Kennesaw State leads 12-0. Jacksonville State is moving the ball. They're about to score. So
how much time's left?
10:58 looks like.
In the 4th? It's 12-0. Was it a field goal game?
Yeah, can't
Must be a field goal game.
It looks like it, yeah.
Huh. Well, this is for the Conference USA Championship here. This is the only conference that still has divisions.
I still think that's pretty old school. I like that a little bit.
And it's Jack State versus Kennesaw State, and the winner will win the Conference USA.
Yep.
All right. The next one we're going to get to, John, is Sun Belt, Troy versus James Madison.
It's in the 3rd quarter. There's 5:13 left. James Madison leads 17-14. Troy is at the James Madison 28. Well, no, they're at the 28-yard line. They're driving to go ahead.
So this game is 17-14?
Yep.
So James Madison is still playing for something. There is a chance that they could still possibly get into the college football playoff, especially if somehow Duke was to beat Virginia.
And by the way, Jacksonville State just scored. So it's 12-7.
So it's 12-7. So that game's getting close.
Getting tight, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll try to update these before we end tonight. The next one I want to update is North Texas and Tulane. This is the AAC game. The winner of this game, John, will likely get the college football playoff group of 5 automatic bid.
Yep. Tulane leads 17-7, 47 seconds before halftime. There's a timeout with 50 seconds to go. So, 47 seconds. I'm sorry. 47 seconds and a timeout.
Do you know, are either one of these coaches coaching in this game? Because both coaches left.
I think Summerall is. I'm not sure if Morris is.
All right. I know both coaches left. So,
yeah, they did.
Yeah. And then the fourth game that is going on here tonight is the Mountain West Conference Championship. We have UNLV versus Boise State. What's this game looking like?
It's Boise State 28, UNLV 7, 150 to go before halftime.
Wow, 28-7.
Yep, Boise. Yep.
I mean, so this one looks like it could get out of hand a little bit. 28-7 before halftime. Tulane beating North Texas, holding that offense to 7 points.
Pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive right before halftime.
Yep.
And James Madison, John, they still are playing for something here tonight.
Yeah, they're still playing for a opportunity to go to the college football playoff. I mean, listen, Brad, you're really not going to know a lot of things and probably till tomorrow because the big games are playing tomorrow. If somebody gets beat, it gives another team a chance to kind of slide into that spot. So, you're going to have to, like in James Madison's case, you're probably going to have to win and hope somebody gets beat tomorrow. That's probably –
You need, honestly, in James Madison's case, you need Duke to beat Virginia.
Yeah, basically, yep.
And the reason why that'll get them in is because James Madison is the higher-ranked conference. What will happen is the ACC will be left out.
I'm going to tell you what I dislike is the fact that if Duke wins, they're going to the playoff, 9-5. That's
no.
That don't.
What I'm telling you is if Duke wins and James Madison wins, James Madison will be ranked ahead of them in the college football playoff.
If they lose though and Duke wins, it's a situation that I do not like.
Yep, I mean I agree. All right, John, let's get to the college football rankings, and we're going to get to some big fuss stuff here real quick. Let's get to the actual rankings this week. There wasn't a whole lot of changes, but I want you to do a little bit of rundown.
All right, let's see here. 1 is Ohio State. 2 is Indiana. 3 is Georgia. 4 is Texas Tech. 5 is Oregon. 6 is Ole Miss. 7, A&M. 8, Oklahoma. 9, Alabama. 10, Notre Dame. 11, BYU. 12 is Miami of Florida. 13 is Texas. 14 is Vanderbilt. 15 is Utah. 16 is USC.
Hey, Dave.
17 is Virginia. 18, Arizona. 19, Michigan. 20, Tulane. 21, Houston. 22, Georgia Tech. 23, Iowa. 24, North Texas. And 25, James Madison.
So that's why. So North Texas and James Madison are 24 and 25.
Yep.
Duke is nowhere to be found because they're 7-5. So they really should not even be. Somehow they were 7-5 and lost 3 games out of conference and still finished 6-2 in the ACC.
I meant to say Duke would be 8-5. They're 7-5. So they win tomorrow, they would be 8-5. Yeah.
Yeah, they just beat 8-5.
I said 9-5. I thought they was 8-5, but they're 7-5. Yeah, it is, Scott or Trollman. We'll talk about Kentucky more on Monday.
We will. I do believe it's a good hire, and they got a recruit today because of it, probably. So
had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I had a lot to do with it. Yeah. All right. So, John, a couple of things. Ole Miss jumped a spot back up to 6 in this new ranking.
They're locked in. They're locked into a home game.
I mean, despite Lane Kiffin, despite what's going on, despite everything else, Pete Golding, or what is Golding? What's his name? Pete
Golding. Yeah, he got the promotion.
Golding. Yeah. So his first game is going to be in the damn college football playoff.
Well, I mean, they wanted to keep the coaching staff intact, Brad. You got a big game coming up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I get it.
Home game,
but I'm just saying, this guy's first head coaching game ever is going to be in the college football playoff.
And here's the thing. You know, a lot of people was asking, why didn't Kiffin stay? Well, he asked to remain with the Rebels, but athletic director Keith Carter said no. So, I mean, and if, like you said, if the current seeding stands where we are, Ole Miss is going to be the 11th seed, and they're probably going to play the ACC champion, which would be either Duke or Virginia, depending on what shakes out tomorrow.
So my next one, man, this one bugs me, man. BYU should be higher. Plain and simple. You look at their resume, there is no way, John, that they should be below Notre Dame.
Well, here's the thing. You know, Notre Dame's at 11.
No, Notre Dame's 10.
They're at 10. And then ahead of Miami. You beat Texas Tech, you're pretty much in. It appears that's probably only the path that they're really going to have.
But what I'm telling you is, John, you look at their resume, they have a better strength of record, they have a better strength of schedule, they have they have a better overall record, they have more wins versus the top teams. They have, I mean, no matter what you look at, BYU outdone Notre Dame.
Well, you can't look. See, here's the thing that I have an issue with. Everybody's wanting to look at brands, logos. You know, the same thing could be said about Vanderbilt. You look at a team like Vanderbilt that's sitting kind of on the outside. They beat Tennessee. They, they won games that they were supposed to win. They beat Missouri. And you're leaving them out because they're Vanderbilt? Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand the method that we are having. You know, this is probably another conversation for another show, but I don't understand the whole idea of the college football playoff. And should we even have 12 teams at this point?
Well, I mean, the college football playoff is fine. There's a couple of things that's going on. One, you got to fix the calendar, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Two, you've got to fix people's opinions versus the metrics that tell us a much better way of who the better teams are. A team like BYU, I'm going to throw this up, BYU and Notre Dame. Is Notre Dame too high? Should BYU be higher? The answer to those questions is 100%. There's no argument to this whatsoever. If you look at any metric You look at any statistic, BYU should be ahead of them.
They should.
It's plain and simple. And then if you drop Notre Dame down to 11, then you got Miami sitting there, who beat Notre Dame.
Well, here's
and has better metrics. Notre Dame should actually be no higher than 12, and maybe Texas at 9-3, and Vandy should be higher than them as well. Maybe.
Here's where you get kind of chaotic. The group of five, Duke wins the ACC championship. It's going to include 2 G5 champs, the AAC winner, and the highest ranked team from the Sun Belt, right? If Virginia wins, that probably number drops to 1. They would take one of those slots, and that would give a G5 team a bid. That's why these Sun Belt and these AAC and Mountain West carry, I think, a lot of meaning. But none of it really matters, though, Brad, if Duke loses. If Duke wins, that's 2 G5 champs.
That's true, but tonight they got to take care of business.
Well, they do. That's another one. And then you got the committees. They got BYU at 11. And then you got Notre Dame sitting there. Notre Dame is probably out. If number 11 BYU loses, I think Notre Dame's out. And maybe Miami gets a bump. But that's where I'm kind of on the fence. Notre Dame lost to Miami. And you're going to put Miami
So let me ask you this, John. If BYU loses tomorrow and drops a spot or two, okay, they're going to be out. If they drop, Miami's not playing. That means Miami's probably going to go up, okay? Mm-hmm. That means the very last spot in the field, likely, unless Duke beats Virginia, okay? But likely the very last spot is going to come down to number 10, Notre Dame, and number 11, 12 right now, Miami.
Well,
wait a second. How the hell do you put Notre Dame in over Miami when Miami beat them and they're both 10-2?
That's where I got an issue. Miami is going to have a hard time because of their losses. They had 2 conference losses. That's their fault. But I feel like the head-to-head kind of matters. And then you kind of look at Vanderbilt, 10-win season. Diego Pavia is playing like a Heisman winner.
Their only losses is to Alabama and Texas.
This Commodore team, if they sneak into the college football playoff, watch out. They have 4 ranked wins. They beat South Carolina. They beat LSU. They beat Missouri. They beat Tennessee. And you give Diego Pavia an opportunity to play in that kind of atmosphere. Hey, I've seen crazy things happen. But the one team I don't think deserves to be in is Texas. You beat A&M, college football playoff.
Congratulations. You beat A&M, but I'm gonna name 3 games the reason why you don't deserve to be in.
Vanderbilt.
One game you lost to a 4-8 Florida team.
Yep.
Another game you had to be taken to overtime to beat Mississippi State, a 5-7 team. And you had to go to overtime to beat a 5-7 Kentucky team. I mean, yes, you've got a couple of good wins. You've got a couple of good losses. But you also have 3 losses when everybody else has 0, 1, or 2.
Here's where I have a problem, though. To me, I'd rather have Texas and Vanderbilt over those second options in the ACC or Big 12. Should they be in over Bama, Notre Dame, or Oregon? To me, it feels like it's going to be a bad take if Virginia or Duke is in this field. And I feel like the same can be really said for Tulane and North Texas, because you put those offenses in that playoff, and you could win a game. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, John. BYU deserves to be there too.
I agree with you. They do. BYU does. And if it's a rematch
All
of the game
these
where
SEC schools, the 10-2, the 9-3, even Miami, the 10-2, BYU's 11-1.
well, and here's the thing. You know, the Red Raiders won the first meeting, 29-7. If they win the second meeting, then I say there's only going to be one team in the Big 12 that's going to make the college football playoff.
But there's only one team that has beaten them, and it's the best team, and they're going to be a top. If Texas Tech wins, they're going to be a top 4 seed. They're going to have a bye.
Well, and the thing is, you're going to open the door possibly for an SEC team.
Yeah, possible.
And then you got to look at the Big Ten championship game, which ain't really going to matter because Indiana and Ohio State's kind of going to switch.
Yeah.
So, and I think 3 teams in the Big Ten are going to make it. You got Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State. So that's pretty much set right there. So there's only a couple that I have some questions about, and where Miami goes, where BYU goes, and where does Notre Dame go? Say,
listen, Vandy has an argument as well, but out of all of those teams that I mentioned, BYU, Miami, I think Vanderbilt is third.
Here's where I got a problem with Duke. Their defense is not good, okay? They're allowing 30 points a game. Their pass defense is bottom 10. Virginia, for me, is the better team, and I feel like Virginia would be more competitive in the playoff.
Yeah.
You let Duke in there, like,
I'm telling you, I don't like it.
I don't either, Brad.
It's all about those conference ties and automatic bids and all that crap, and it's ugly if you ask me.
I feel like this is a
bad Can we please just put 12 of the best teams in and forget about where they come from?
Yeah, that's the way I feel about it.
I mean, and I don't want to expand it either. Leave it at 12. It's supposed to be elite.
Yeah.
So the college football playoff final rankings, it comes out on Sunday, I think around noon, I believe.
And then after that, you get the bowl game started going in.
Yeah, they come out around like 6 or something that night.
Well, a few of them come out about 1 or 2. It depends on.
Well, but I'm saying they all, like around 5 or 6, they start coming. They list out or whatever. So, college football calendar, man, y'all have got to do a better job. I mean, this hiring away coaches and taking coaches away from playoff teams and all of this stuff that's going on, John, is absolutely insane and ridiculous. It makes the sport itself look foolish. There's no other sport, including college baseball, college basketball. There is no other sport in the land, in the world. You can go to Europe. There's no other sport where right before the playoffs, you just split up teams and split up coaches and have portals open and everything else. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It makes you look like it's not even a sport. It's just a damn hobby.
It is.
To be honest with you.
Well, you got the whole Lane Kiffin thing. It's spinning. It's faster than we've ever seen it, Brad. There was, I think, 8 power conference coaching jobs that were open for them were blue bloods. You had LSU, Florida.
Thank God they're about all filled up now. Penn State hired today. So
John Sumrall. You had Jeff Brom possibly going to Penn State, which he ended up staying at Louisville. Even Drinkwitz, his name got brought up a couple times. Brent Key got brought up. Jed Fish. Golish went to Auburn. Bob Chesney went to UCLA. And Ryan Silverfield went to Arkansas.
Okay. Yeah. All right, John, I got a quick fix, okay, for the college football playoff. You know how today and tomorrow the championship games are going on?
Yep.
Meanwhile, teams like Oregon, Ole Miss are sitting at home, like resting up while the conference championships are being played. I got an idea. You play the 4 championship games, main ones, all right? And then wouldn't it be fun if tomorrow there was 5 sites with games that actually matter? Wouldn't it be fun if Notre Dame and Miami was playing for a college football spot tomorrow?
Yeah, like a sort of like a playing game like they do in the
It's a
NCAA tournament.
playing game.
Yeah.
It's called a play-in game. Would and having their 11 and the winner is in and the loser's out. Wouldn't it be fun if Oklahoma and Texas was playing a play-in game tomorrow?
Yeah, it would be.
The Red River rivalry for a play-in spot to the college football playoff.
I kind of want to go back
Wouldn't
to
that
what
be fun?
It would be. I kind of want to go back to the calendar real quick before we move on to the.
Wait a second, John. Would it be fun if Texas A&M and Vandy were playing tomorrow for a play-in spot?
It would be. Yep.
How about this one? How about Ole Miss and Tulane?
Yeah. And Tulane already got whipped by them early in the year, so it would give them
Exactly. But that was early. That was first, second game. Teams improve. Give them a shot.
Yep.
How about James Madison and what's another team that's up there that's on the bubble?
North Texas, maybe.
But wouldn't it be fun if we could make these matchups happen and have like 5 play-in spots?
Yep.
Just saying, it'd be pretty easy to do.
Before we move on to our picks, I want to kind of go back to the coaching thing.
Okay.
Here's my biggest issue with this whole coaching carousel, whatever you want to call it. You got some coaches that are behind closed doors in the secret that are going to different agents, different universities, and they're already setting these deals up. Before, you look at the Kiffin situation. There's a lot of cap stuff involved for rosters. Players are thinking, well, they're following their coaches to other schools. You got recruiting staff members kind of shifting what's going on while the coaches are leaving. The other day you had LSU's coach. He told, listen, there's some things I like about Kiffin, but this is what really teed me off about him the other night. He told his staff if they didn't get on the plane to Baton Rouge, they wouldn't have a spot on the coaching staff.
Yeah, he did.
That right there is what's on college football. Why can't a coach, an assistant coach his team and finish it out?
What? Wait a second. It shouldn't happen anyway. They should make teams have to wait. You cannot take team coaches from playoff teams.
Well, and then you had
period.
The decision.
If you want to fire your coach in week 4, then your ass is going to have to wait until the damn season's over. Period.
Well, and then you had the whole decision thing. Me and you made a joke about it with Kiffin because he had to wait till, I think, Saturday. Like, you sign a lucrative contract or you leave the program. It was basically
if you want to hire somebody that's not in the playoffs, go right ahead. I don't care.
Well, here's my issue with it. It's like a guy like John Sumrall. He's done so good for Tulane. He's built
again has a chance to be in the playoffs.
I think you're going to see this more in the future, Brad. Non-power league coaches hired before their season ends. and they're probably going to be allowed to coach the postseason. The college football calendar, the December signing day, the portal in January.
Can't do that, John.
It's a mess
If
in this
you're gonna
hiring
do
cycle.
that, if you're going to do that, then you got to let the players go too.
Well,
Did you hear what I said?
yeah, I heard you.
If you're going to do that and let the coach go to the new team, you got to let the players go too.
Yep. Basically, that's what it really boils down to. You made a good point on it the other night. You was talking about how Kiffin left and he went to LSU, okay? How that disrupts a team. They're going into a playoff berth. They're playing for a national championship, and you just disrupt the whole
It's absolutely – I don't blame Kiffin. I blame the schools. I blame the SEC. I blame college football, the powers of be. I mean, like, Kiffin is stuck in a rock and a hard place. He's got these schools calling him, offering him money and everything. I don't blame Kiffin. It's not his fault. You got to have some damn decent rules for people to follow.
You do. You got to have some kind of boundaries set in place to have the. To me, I feel like you need to do this after the season's over. After, say somebody's season ends and their bowl game now. With them, that's fine because their season's over. They can kind of work
Plain
their
and
job.
simple, John. Playoff contenders, top 25 playoff contenders, their coaches and are off damn limits.
Well, now if it's a bowl team, like if it's just a regular bowl game, like that's one thing. But like if it's somebody
I said playoff contenders, I'm talking about until this Sunday when the field is set. Then it could be just those 12 teams. But up to this point, right now, the top 25, their players and coaches are off damn limits.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Period.
Let's get to some game picks because this would be a hot topic for next week.
It's just 100% true, man.
It is. It's a fact.
Tomorrow, we are getting to tomorrow's games. The first game that's going to kick off tomorrow is BYU and Texas Tech. This is a huge, huge game. Big 12 championship.
It's a big one.
John, BYU got handled at Lubbock.
Yep.
And they get another shot at them.
They do.
If BYU wins, they of course lock up a spot. And I believe Texas Tech will not fall outside of the top 10.
I'm going to say this, Brad. Texas Tech dominated this first game. They're 12.5-point favorites.
Hey, actually.
BYU, for me, they got a really good running back in LJ Martin. They're going to have to run the football some. Texas Tech probably has the best rush defense in college football. This is a bad matchup for BYU. I look at Texas Tech. They're a complete team.
Texas Tech may have a shot to win it all.
It starts with their defense, Brad. They've been really, really good. Jacob Rodriguez at their linebacker spot. They went into the NIL money pool. They got a lot of great players from the portal. They've won 11 of its games by at least 20 points. And Morton at quarterback is playing really, really well. He's very experienced, and they're building for this moment. Listen, Joey McGuire. Is it Joey McGuire?
Yeah. Yeah, their coach. Yeah.
He is one of the best coaches in the country. He just got an extension, I think.
He did a 7-year extension, I believe.
he's one of my favorite coaches in college football. And Brad, I'm going to be honest with you. I think they cover the spread. I think it's 12.5. This is a bad matchup, like I said, for BYU. This is really bad matchup.
But BYU does have a shot here to get in. And, John, I want to ask you, if BYU was to win this game,
they're in.
Do you think that takes a spot away? Do you think the Big 12 gets 2 teams in?
I think somebody gets left out. Texas Tech.
I don't. I think Texas Tech will still get in. They will not fall. They're number 4.
That's what I'm saying. Texas Tech will get in, and BYU will get in, and that's going to leave somebody out. That's going to leave a team like Miami out, a team like
no. It's going to leave a team like Alabama or Notre Dame out. That's
Alabama has to win their game tomorrow anyway. So,
yeah, it's going to leave a team like Alabama or Notre Dame out. Is who it's going to leave out. It's going to bump another spot because the Big 12 will now have 2.
Yeah.
It's a big game for the college football playoff.
It's pretty big.
I would like to pick BYU in this game, John, and I don't have the spreads up. I apologize. I was watching Kentucky basketball tonight for some reason. I'm not real sure why I decided to watch that mess, but for some reason, I decided to sit back and watch an absolute disaster instead of kind of getting this stuff together. So
we'll have more on that Monday. So
I did not put the spreads in on this, John, but I think I'm going to go with Texas Tech to win this game.
I am too.
BYU, I believe, with an extra game and 11-2 instead of 10-2, in my opinion, BYU still deserves to be in. The only 2 losses on the year would be to a top 4 team, the same team, Texas Tech.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's just my opinion. But in my opinion, they still deserve to be in. They won't be, but they deserve it. All right. Also at 11 o'clock or at noon Eastern time tomorrow is the MAC Championship. Miami of Ohio is playing Western Michigan. In this one, John, just want to kind of give a little bit of love to all the conference championship games here at College SportsCast. So what do you think about this specific game here in the Mid-Atlantic Conference?
I actually like the Miami, Ohio. I think Miami, Ohio is really, really good. Ohio's good too. This should be a really tight, contested football game.
I think they tied with Toledo and got the tie break somehow. Miami did. Western Michigan, I believe, was the leader of the number 1 seed, I think, here. But Western Michigan's had a really good year out of the MAC, and Miami is right there. I think I'm going to go Western Michigan in this game, but I just wanted to give them a little bit of pub.
Oh, it's Western Michigan. I thought you said Ohio. My bad.
No, it's Miami, Ohio.
Oh,
versus
okay. My bad.
Western Michigan.
I got confused for a minute. I still like Miami in this game.
Yeah, it's Miami, Ohio. The MAC team that we played a couple of times.
I know, Brad.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of their mascot. I forgot. Is it? I can't think. I was trying to think of their mascot, but I can't think of it right now. All right, John. Then we're going to move on. This is a big one tomorrow. This, of course, has college football playoff implications big time here. Georgia and Alabama. Georgia somehow found the way back into the championship game last Saturday when Texas took down Texas A&M. They didn't even think they were going to be playing in this game. And Georgia found their way back in. There's 4 teams tied, and they got the tiebreaker here. Georgia and Bama, once again, this is the 5th straight year that Georgia has played for the SEC championship, which I think ties a record, by the way.
Here's the thing about this game that concerns me for both sides. Alabama, to me, I don't know if you've watched some of their games, but they look really one-dimensional on offense.
They haven't played – they played better like in the middle part of the season. The last 2 or 3 games, I don't think they have looked as good.
And you have Alabama, Ryan Williams. He's just not been that great this year, Brett. I mean, he's had some good games, but it's not like he's having a Jeremiah Smith. You know, he was in the same spot as Jeremiah Smith last year, like the second best freshman. He didn't have a single target last week against Auburn.
Yeah.
That concerns me against a team like Georgia.
Well, Georgia has been up and down too. I mean,
these games. I like Smart in these type of games because Smart gets his team prepared to play in these type of games. He gets them ready. I don't know what happens. He just knows how to get it.
They're definitely going to be prepared to play a 60-minute game. They don't give up. They're going to continue to fight. They're going to continue to come back. That's how they play. They do not give up. They think no matter what, they're coming back to win. That's how Georgia plays.
Here's where I have a problem with picking Georgia. Which version team are you going to get?
I mean, Kirby's record is not good.
Are we going to see the team that played Texas, or are we going to see the team play Georgia Tech? Which Georgia team are we going to get against Alabama? Because, you know, Alabama has dominated this series.
Yep.
They've basically been
Kirby,
Georgia's
by
daddy.
the way, is 1-7.
That's basically
Kirby is 1-7 versus Bama. And 2 of those losses have been to Kalen DeBoer.
Pushing couldn't.
Not Nick Saban.
Here's
2
where
has been to Kalen DeBoer.
Georgia and head coach Kirby Smart are good at these type of games, like I said. Smart, like you said, it's 1-7 against Bama. We've seen a lot of other coaches
everything inside of me, John, when you look at how these 2 teams play each other and the outcomes that usually happen, everything inside of me says to pick Alabama in this game. But I'm going to tell you what, John. I'll tell you what I'm fixing to do, John. I'm taking the Dogs, and I'm going to tell you why. They're due to beat Alabama.
They're due to beat Alabama.
They're due to win one of these games.
Go Dogs, sick them.
I'm going to pick the Dogs because I just feel like Kirby Smart is due to win one of these games against Alabama. And my question to you, John.
I'm with you. I got Georgia.
My question to you, John, is if Alabama loses this game and they are now a 10-3 team who is currently 9th, do they fall out? It's possible. If BYU beats Texas Tech, somebody's got to fall out.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
I'm just saying, if they lose, there is a chance that Bama falls out of this thing. And if that happens, I do not want to be Kalen DeBoer.
I wouldn't either.
I do not want to be Kalen DeBoer in Alabama. If I'm him, I'm taking a vacation very quickly.
to
I'm just saying.
Cabo, Caboo, wherever.
Yeah, Cabo, somewhere.
Somewhere where there's sunshine and margaritas. Somewhere where there's
And no
sunshine and
internet.
margaritas, man.
And no internet.
And no internet. Yep.
And no internet.
That's true.
No Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi here.
Oh,
Great. That's awesome. That's exactly what I was looking for. All right, man. Big Ten tomorrow night, Indiana, Ohio State. This is the two undefeated teams. There's going to be one undefeated team left at number one when this game is over with tomorrow night. I do not believe that the loser of this game will fall out of the top four. I think the loser
You're freezing up a little bit, Brett.
I think the loser will stay in the top four.
Are you there?
Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead.
You know, Ohio State's defensive front is really, really good. You know, the times that IU struggled this year, I felt like they couldn't get the ground game going. You know, Wisconsin done really, really well against them. But the thing is Fernando Mendoza just went bizarre. He's so good in certain games, he just takes over. For me, I don't think this is going to be a blowout. Indiana's going to hit some plays, I think. Gus Johnson's going to be going bananas. You know how Gus Johnson does. He's one of the all-time greatest college football, basketball announcers. You're going to have to really work to win this game, Indiana. I like Indiana, but this is not Penn State. This is not Oregon. This is not Illinois. You're going up against a team that, quite frankly, I think is going to win the whole thing again. And that's why I got Ohio State win this game. Now, I think this will be maybe a 27-21 game, 28-20 game. I do think Indiana hang in this game, but they're going to have to make some plays to win this game. They're not going to be able to do what they've done all season.
Yeah, I'm going to take Ohio State in this one as well, but would I be shocked if Signetti figures out a way to do this? I would not, because he's been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah, he's a good coach, good morale booster. He can get his team up to play.
John, I'm going to give you a stat. In 2 years, he's 23-2 as a coach, and he has 0 5-stars and 0 4-stars.
Yeah, he's a developer of talent. He just knows how to get them to play together.
In 2 years, he's 23-2 and has 0 4- and 5-star players.
I'm kind of interested in to see the cornerback matchup with Jeremiah Smith with Pons. I think that's going to be a fun matchup. Pons is a really, really good cornerback. And I want to see what he does against a guy like Jeremiah Smith.
I do too.
Like I said,
I do think Ohio State will win this game. I don't think it'll be a blow. I mean, it's going to be a tough game.
It is. Whether either one lose or not, it's really not going to matter. Both of them are going to go to the college football playoff.
Stays in the top four. I think the loser stays in the top four.
I don't think they drop out of the top 5. No.
All right, John. We're going to end this one in the night tomorrow night, ACC championship game. Is anybody really going to pay attention to this game? ACC, Virginia versus Duke. Virginia is a decent team. They're 10-2. They're decent. Do they really deserve to be in the college football playoff? I don't know about all that. There's some more deserving
Here's
teams.
my thing. Now, if you're an alum or you got a player that plays, maybe you're just not going to pick this game over Indiana and Ohio State.
I'm talking about just the
Indiana, Ohio
casual.
State's going to.
Yeah, that's playing at the same time.
Don't hate how it's a Cavaliers win, they're in almost 11C. If Duke wins, James Madison's going to be pretty happy.
Yeah.
So
they will. Listen, I'm going to go Virginia in this one.
This is going to be a dicey. This is going to be a dicey game.
It is.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm with you. This game might be close early, but I feel like Virginia will kind of wear them down.
Yeah. Duke does have a good offense. They can put points on the board.
They can, but their defense is not great. Their defense is probably one of the worst in the conference.
All right, John. We are going. I'm going to do a quick.
Bad.
Am I?
Yeah.
Can you do a quick update?
Yeah, I can. Kennesaw State won 19-15.
All right.
I'm not sure how they won, but
that's the CUSA
Jacksonville State went ahead. Yep. Jacksonville State actually went ahead in this game.
Okay.
So
all right.
And Kennesaw State ended 10-3, so they're going to go to a nice bowl.
Sun Belt.
Let's see here. Troy is behind 24-14 to James Madison.
How much time?
4 minutes to go. So looks like 4 minutes. Looks like James Madison's going to pull this game out.
All right. North Texas and Tulane, the AAC.
And then you got Tulane leads with 47 seconds left in the third quarter, 24-7. They got the ball at the North Texas 32. And they're getting ready to line up for a field goal. So,
wow.
Yep. That's hard to believe with North Texas's offense.
It is. UNLV.
Then you got UNLV trailing Boise State 28-14. UNLV's moving the football. They're at the Boise 49, 10 minutes in the third, so they still got plenty of time to come back. So this is one to keep your eye on. If you want to watch this game when we get off here, it would be probably a fun game to kind of catch into.
All right. Before we leave, I want to run through and let you do a few picks of college basketball. These are some big games tomorrow on Saturday. Iowa State plays Purdue.
I got Purdue. I like Purdue. I think Iowa State's going to be really good in the Big 12. I just think Purdue, after that loss to Kentucky early in the year, both programs have kind of went sideways. Kentucky's went worse and Purdue's got better. So it's tough. It's tough, but being a Kentucky fan and us covering the Cats, I mean, sometimes you think, well, when you win that game, you're going to kind of have some momentum, and then, now, Kentucky loses by 35 to Gonzaga. It's not looking too great, Brad.
No, it's not. All right. Another big game tomorrow is Duke and Michigan State. This is a top 10 matchup.
I like Michigan State in this game. I like Duke. I love the Boozer, Cam Boozer. I think, he had, was it 28, 29 against Florida the other night? He's really physical with the ball in his hands. He's really finesse. He just makes plays, Brad. This Duke team's really good, by the way, but I don't think they're going to be able to push around Michigan State the way they have pushed around these other teams. Michigan State plays really, really physical. Jeremy Fears is really, really good. They got a lot of really good depth. I saw a lot of really good impressions when I watched them play Kentucky in the Champions Classic. This is a really good Tom Izzo team.
It is. I agree. Look, both of these teams are undefeated. This is a big game, Duke and Michigan State.
It is. It's a big one.
Louisville and Indiana play tomorrow.
That's a good one. Indiana lost the other night to Minnesota, which was kind of head scratching. They didn't play great.
Yep.
You know, they're coming off a loss. Well, actually, they're both coming off a loss. Louisville lost at Arkansas, which was, you know, Cal keeps beating Louisville for some reason. He owns them. He owned them at Kentucky, and he owned them this year at Arkansas. So this will be a nice kind of bounce back game for both teams. But I do like Louisville in this game really because they got Michael Brown. Michael Brown can really do some special things with the ball in his hands. Him and Ryan Conwell are really good players. Give me Louisville, but not by much, maybe 4 or 5 points.
All right. And then I've got 3 other ones. These are a little bit later tomorrow. Ole Miss and St. John's plays tomorrow.
That's a tough one because both of them are not playing great right now. You know, St. John's ain't playing good. Ole Miss has not played good. St. John's has – I don't know they've not went the way of Kentucky yet. But I expected a lot more out of St. John's this year than I've seen the last 3 or 4 games. They just do not look polished yet. Now, that it's hard to say because it's still December, Brad. You know, Jay Billis has always said you don't win championships in November and December, but they're not looking great coming down the stretch into conference play. So I feel like this is a game that they need to kind of win. Ole Miss does too. Chris Beard's team's not playing great either. But I think I'm going to go with St. John's in this game. I think they match up better in the post, and I think they take care of business.
This is a big one, too. Illinois and Tennessee play tomorrow late in the day. And, you know, this is a top 15 matchup.
I like this Illinois team. I like the way they have these Euro guys. They got a whole lineup full of bunch of foreigners, basically.
They do.
If you think about that, the Big Z, his brother, you know, Boswell plays guard for him. This is a really good Illinois team, and they're going to try to bounce back after, you know, losing that big game against UConn the other night, which they come back and they almost won.
Tennessee took a bad loss in the ACC SEC Challenge the other night.
They did to Syracuse. But to be fair, Brad, Syracuse is much better. They're more improved this year. Now, it's a game that they should have won.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you a player that I like in this game is Gillespie, the transfer from Maryland that went to Tennessee. Yeah. He's a really good player. I think if they can get him going and get the inside game, Jalen Carey, and, you know, those guys, I think that Tennessee can possibly win. And actually, this game's in Nashville. It's part of the Music City
Madness.
Yep. So, be a good game to watch tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Yep. And then the last one that I want to talk about is Auburn and Arizona tomorrow night.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I like Arizona at this point. They're playing as good as Koa Pete. It might be one of the best freshmen that I've seen in quite a while. He's really good. Auburn's going to have a time with him. Auburn is not Auburn of last year. Let's just put that out there now. I've watched them play. They're just not that, you know, beat you up, wear you down. They're just not that team this year. Can they be that team? Yes, but they're going to have to take on the identity of their coach, and Bruce Pearl ain't there no more. It's his son. So it's going to be a little bit different challenge going into SEC play, but I think once they get into SEC play, they'll be a lot better. But I think I'm going to take Arizona in this game. I like the Wildcats.
All right, so that is going to wrap up our Saturday slate of college basketball games. Going forward, I'm going to have a few women's basketball games in here. I did not put any in this time. I was trying to keep this to about an hour because
I do want to say something for our final buzzer.
We did do this kind of late tonight, so I was trying to shorten it up a little bit.
I do want to say this to kind of preview what's coming Monday. Just a couple things, nothing major. I really like the Will Stein
And a lot of things is going on for us to talk about.
And they got a recruit today, a 4-star out of Louisiana, which is a really big get. Sloan had a lot to do with that, the offensive coordinator. I think he's going to be really good. LSU fans are not real thrilled with him, but I feel like a lot of that had to do with Brian Kelly.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Well, I mean, he was a quarterback coach for a guy by the name of Jaden Daniels that won the Heisman. Yeah. I mean,
I agree with you. And the update is James Madison 31-14 with 2 minutes to go. So they're basically getting ready to wrap this game up. So
all right.
And then I'm going to switch in the North Texas Tulane. It's 30-7 Tulane with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Wow. And then Boise, UNLV.
And then Boise, it's 28-14 Boise. A timeout with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
All right.
And Boise's driving.
And Kentucky stuff, guys. Listen, tonight I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never seen a Kentucky basketball team play with as less heart and just look pathetic and pitiful, to be honest with you, than we have seen in the last week or so, week and a half. I'm not sure what's going on with this team, but Coach Pope, it's your job to fix it. And you got to take out whatever is keeping this team from playing with fire. You got to remove it, period. It's your job.
Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this before we kind of log off. Brad, they're at a crossroads. I'm going to say this. I love Mark Pope. I think he's a great man. He's a good dad. He loves the Commonwealth. But the honeymoon's over.
It is 100%. You can't look like this.
It's done.
I mean, honestly,
when the basketball
a good high school team could play against what we did the last couple of outings.
I'm going to tell you, Brad, the last 7 minutes, it might have been 5 minutes, I can't remember, but there was no effort, which I get. They're down 40 points. But they was just letting Gonzaga just go to the lane and just score at will. Like there's no
John, it's in everything they do. It's in every shot. It's in layups. It's in rebounding. It's in just careless turnovers, throwing the ball away. Beginning of the game, right off the bat, the first 3 or 4 trips down the floor, they're throwing it. I mean, I made a joke. I've heard of shooting air balls. I've never heard of passing air balls. I mean, they're just throwing it straight out of bounds to nobody. I mean, something's wrong. Like it's in their shot. It's in their legs. It's in their rebounding. It's in their.
The offense had no flow. The offense had no flow, but they do have flow. They're usually playing teams that are cupcakes. That don't make any sense. You had the North Carolina game. You couldn't score towards the end. That was followed up with the Michigan State game before that. They found themselves in a rock fight, and the defense collapsed. They never could get it. They never could get it respectful against Gonzaga.
John, but that North Carolina team is not that good.
Kentucky went into Nashville to get a really marquee win, Brad. And starting 0-3 on the season against quality teams they played, they're 5-4. There's more opportunities for some wins, but this is going to shrink really fast if you don't get it together.
Like possibly missing the tournament.
Yep.
Like really fast.
And I'll say this real quick. I'll add to this little nugget when we do it Monday, but I know fans are talking about the fans booing. That was the worst I have ever seen Kentucky fans act at a big arena like Bridgestone ever. Like, even from my seat in the house, I don't know how it was there, but that was the most I've ever seen them do that. I didn't even see them do that in the Billy Gillespie era.
Man, we didn't get trounced and shoot like 20% in back-to-back games and stuff. Like, this is way beyond. Like, they look so bad, to be honest with you. I was in a chat tonight, a group chat, and somebody was talking about, well, where, like, what happened to the talent? And I just jokingly, I said, where is the, like, who has talent? I don't see no evidence that anybody's got talent.
You know what Nick Saban said? If you get a $20 million roster, $22 million roster, and you hit high on it and you're really good, you're good. But if you get a bunch of players that are not worth $22 million, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
He's telling the truth. And so we'll talk more about it Monday. I'm excited. You know, I know we talk basketball all the time, but I'm just excited for the hope that the Kentucky fans have got in football. You know, Will Stein has brought some energy to this program. The biggest thing I took from his press conference, Brad, Wednesday, he made a statement that really set with me. He said the excuses are over.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's easy to say that in an introductory press conference, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, basically, yeah.
You got to prove it out on the field.
You do.
But I'll tell you one thing right before we get off the air here. If you're listening and you are a Kentucky fan and you live near Lexington, the Kentucky women's volleyball team advanced in the second round tonight, 3-1 over UCLA. And I've got to give them a shout out. They are going to have 2 more games coming up. Well, at least 1 more game coming up to start with, and then possibly a second game.
I think it's next week, right? It's next week.
I think they will be next week. Be on the lookout. Show up. Show out. Cheer this team on. They literally they're number 2 in the country, the second number 1 seed. And they have a shot to win it all. So just giving a big shout out to Craig Skinner, to Brooklyn DeLay, to Eva Hudson, to Molly Tuzo.
Asia Thigpen has played pretty good lately.
Asia Thigpen, Liz Carr, who is Andrew Carr's sister. Just a big shout out to this team. They got Trinity Ward. They've got Cassie O'Brien that are freshmen. So, I mean, there's just this team is loaded.
Real quick, I have an article coming out on the Gonzaga game tomorrow.
How did you possibly put together an article over that?
When you're doing this, what we're doing, you got to take the good with the bad.
John, I'm telling you, there's something like, how do you put an article together over that?
I mean,
I'll tell you what my article would look like. It would say WTF ?
I mean, it's not a good situation right now. Let's just that way. So,
I mean, I don't know how you put an article.
And this is not jumping on Pope. People take that and they run with it. This is not. I love Pope.
Pope. There's nobody. He's a star on my favorite team ever. The 1996 team that won the title. It's my favorite team. I will always love Mark Pope. Always, no matter what happens.
DeMarcus Cousins said it best. They had, I think it was early in the second half, he said that these kids have no heart at all.
They don't. So far, I haven't seen it.
I mean, it's tough time right now in Big Blue Nation.
But you got to cut the head off of that. You got to find some guys on that team that do have some.
And by the way, the we'll break down the women's game over Miami. They beat Miami this week, so that was a good win for them in the
They
challenge.
do. They play Sunday too. I'll be going Sunday to a game. So Central Michigan.
Christmas is coming up, Brad. You got me anything?
Nope, nothing. All right, man. I'm gonna call it a night. Y'all have a good one. It's getting late, so I am gonna call it a night. I appreciate you guys being on with us. This has been College Sportscast, Big Fuss, Game Day Pick'em combo show. This is week 15, championship week in college football. I can't believe it's already here.
About over with.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.